Salutations. Goodness, we're going to talk about something a little bit different this time. Okay, we're going to talk about chemtrails and angel hair. Now, something about chemtrails, and what has really brought me to this, is that I had done some research on chemtrails and chemical analysis I had seen that they've taken on some of these chemtrails. And right now, I can no longer find that research on the internet. And when I got this stuff, this was before my accident, this was probably 2009. I saw a bunch of it was on there, certain lab processes they were doing, and I can't find any of that on the internet right now. And I find that very odd. Okay, so also we know how, we talked about in another video, how the chemtrails are connected to Morgellons. I won't go as much into that. That's a separate video on this channel you can look at. But let's talk about some other things. Now, what I've had to done is transcribe the rest of my notes onto here so that I can actually tell you what it was I had written down. And it's very interesting why this is not being, I think, talked about even more. You know, I will say this too. I'm from the air capital, and we see contrails all the time. Airplanes everywhere around here. But we see contrails that usually dissolve very fast behind the plane. It doesn't take that much long for that condensation, whatever it is, to dissipate. Now, I always kind of linked to the fact that maybe chemtrails is a little more of a geoengineering conspiracy theory than reality. Then I went to a SETI, and I had not been to Washington before, and I watched some of the planes flying around there, spraying something, and the stuff going out, similar to, it wasn't dissipating like contrails. This was different. And it's interesting. Some of the more sensitive people there when the planes were over going, they're coughing and stuff. They said they could detect the smell. But anyway, that's interesting. I mean, there's no way to just chop that up as conspiracy. I could see the stuff spraying, and they were doing something. Okay, so going back to the information I collected, it's been almost a decade ago, about the chemtrails and the analysis that I saw about them. What they were found to contain, and kind of taking to this and cross-referencing this with that movie, What in the World Are They Spraying? If you can get that, and that talks a lot about it. And that talks a lot about the barium and the aluminum that are coming down with these chemtrails that are super capable of making respiratory problems and all sorts of other stuff. But they seem to focus more on the aluminum and barium. Now, these chemical analysis that I saw was different, what was in there. Not just that, but also what was in there was manure. These chemtrails contain manure, Cryptosporidium, T cells, non-human T cells, fluorescent pseudomonas, pneumoconical, meningitis, all right? Also, fungal meningitis, all right? Now, what in the world is that? That is a horrible combination. So I put some things up. You can do the research on your own. You know, I've got some things down here that I've written down, that the barium is water-soluble. It can cause respiratory, as well as several other of these, like Cryptosporidium. It can do the same thing, water, and some of these things that could be activated. They can be activated by non-human T cells. What kind of soup is this? All right, fungal meningitis. There's several different types of that. It's very dangerous. All right, I kind of tend to think sometimes that this could be connected to the pharmaceutical companies. Just like it's amazing, just before it's about to be flu season, you see these planes coming over spraying all this crap. Then all of a sudden people got to go run and get their shots, run and get all these antibiotics, and it just seems to keep the pharmaceutical thing going. I'm convinced that that's got a major play in why they're spraying us, this geoengineering and population control. But it's a profit deal going on. Anyway, I don't mean to go too far over on that, but that's just serious. These things here, please look up these compounds and see what they can do and see how they can interact and how we're being poisoned in that way. Now, trust me, this isn't crap I just made up to tell you. I'm not that good, all right? This is stuff that I'd written down, that I saw in these chemical analysis that I cannot get anymore. So that's just looking at kind of the chemtrail part of this and just dealing with that. Now let's shift over a little bit into angel hair. I've always been fascinated with angel hair because I personally thought and sensed always that is maybe panspermia. So look up the panspermia theory and what people think about panspermia and how that may have come here, whether it be on a meteorite or floated into the atmosphere and activated a lot of the amino acids that helped humanity to form humanity. So, excuse me. There were a little bit of infection here. So, anyway, angel hair. Going back to that. All right. Now, when people started reporting angel hair the most, like back in the 60s and 70s when it started, it was seen coming off UFOs. UFOs seem to leave this almost cobweb-looking stuff floating in the air, this angel hair. All right, now that, and when so people kept saying, scientists kept saying, well, it's cobwebs from spiders, and that didn't quite pan out to explain all that. All right, now the analyst, the chemical analyst of this says that this angel hair contains most of them that have been sampled. That is, it's hard to get the samples because it deteriorates, it degrades. Like especially when you touch it, it disappears. So it doesn't stay very long. That's another problem. But it contains boron, calcium, large parts of magnesium, silicon, and some type of unknown red rust. Look that up. I find that interesting. All right. So that is not cobwebs. Cobwebs is a totally different chemical composition that's proven by the analysis. Now, concerning angel hair, I found it interesting. I can still track down a few analysis on angel hair, but however, on chemtrails, no. Why? Anyway, going back to the angel hair, I think something else I want to throw in here with this is not just could this be panspermia and what it possibly is, but the fact that a lot of UFOs were seen emitting this takes it to another organic function of some of these craft that might be slightly different than the ones that I've dealt with, in the way they could involve something that is like a silkworm or a spider in terms of the way these ships are producing some type of a byproduct that is like this, like a web. That's another function of a living organism. So we've got all different types of planets out there, all sorts of different life forms. Who knows what all they might have used to make spacefaring creatures and beings. It's really worth the thought, I think. So anyway, and that goes all the way back to if they're actually trying to do what the Urantia book calls life carriers. And how are they doing that? It's just food for thought, if nothing else, all right? Quickly. Okay, I'm just going to read some of this because I don't want to take too much time. And I can't try to remember everything, so I'm just going to read some of the stuff to you, all right? Quickly. A lot of time, the angel hair is seen on clear days. It could possibly be ectoplasm. It dissipates quickly. Sometimes when they've had a smell of it, they say it smells similar to a camphor. It smells like camphor. That's interesting. All right. Also, some that contains tritium, which is a radioactive isotope of hydrogen. That's fascinating. All right. They say that some of these could have come from a nuclear accelerator, is where they felt. I don't know about that, but that's interesting. That's most of it. Oh, it's inorganic nitrate. That's most of it. Sorry, I won't go into more of that because waste a lot of time. But anyway, those are things I think are highly interesting and worth of checking out the difference between angel hair and chemtrails and just exploring both of them. We're being poisoned. Something's going on. That's serious. I mean, wherever that research has gone, big deal. So please check into both of these. And I'll probably maybe do another video on this or something because I feel like I'm kind of spotting missing on it. But this is for you to research yourself, all right? Check it out yourself. You don't need me. It doesn't matter what I say. It don't matter if you like my presentation or not. This is about you and your personal awareness. Please subscribe. Patreon, thank you. That's why I'm still here. Please join up Patreon too. There's about 40 videos on there, and most of them have never seen YouTube. So check that out, all right? If people want to give advice, they want to communicate with me, they want me to be more accessible, I'm more accessible over there, if you choose to use that. So don't just watch, participate, help out with the cause. Please subscribe. Much love, much power. Peace.